Hey there, Adrienne Elise here. Welcome to the Gaia Daily for December 13th through 17th, 2021. How are you doing? Wow, we're in such an intense culmination of astrology of this whole year, 2021, and lifetimes, the Piscean age, hundreds of thousands of years, really, this whole journey of this evolution coming to a head. So let's talk it through. Well, we're feeling Venus in exact conjunction to Pluto in council with the man. Venus, our feminine, our vulnerability, our sensitivity, our intuition, our emotion. We're not talking men and women here. We all have masculine and feminine within. And in order to get back to the garden, to begin to co-create and live the world we want to see, we must balance these forces of masculine and feminine. And so little old Venus is going up against the man in council with Pluto this whole month, preparing to take a retrograde on the 19th. So that Venus retrograde is a powerful energy because retrograde energies and planets have to do with an energy of like, wait a minute, we're not quite done with this story. We haven't gotten the message. We haven't gotten the healing. We haven't gotten the peace. And what is this? This is our feminine standing up and taking back what's been stolen from her, which is what's been stolen from all of us: the healing, the compassion, the love, the care. You know, supernova soul, because you have this. Don't let anybody tell you different. This is what's gotten you through everything you've had to go through in this earth evolution. And it's what you stand for now. You stand for the goddess, for the great mother. It really comes down to a time right here, right now, where we have to pick a lane. Are we here to support life in all that is life-giving, caring, loving, healing, supporting? Or are we here against life? So Venus is there in council. She's feeling vulnerable. She's feeling all alone. And indeed, she can't do it all by herself. So who will stand with her? So that Venus retrograde in Capricorn is really about coming up against everywhere we've given our power away and allowed the healing, the love, and the care to be stolen from us, to allow our healers and midwives and those also in male bodies, but standing up for what's right and good and true, our leaders stolen from us. So this is one of the ways that the control energies have sought to control our evolution, is by killing key people, say, like the JF Kennedy assassination, Martin Luther King, in order to take our heroes, those men that were standing for compassion and love and care and what's right. And so by that's how one of the ways that the control energies have sought to disrupt our timelines and steal our future. But then there's the supernova souls, the star seeds that have this future encoded in our heart, in our DNA, and nothing can stop what's coming. But it's all on the table right now. This is like the last battle and the great turnaround, because what we have is Mars here at the end degrees of Scorpio, just about to move over into Sagittarius this week, today, tomorrow. And what a triumphant return of the divine masculine. So the end degrees of Scorpio for the last few days have been excruciatingly painful, of going into the deepest, darkest depths, the end of Scorpio season. And the warrior, he is exhausted and beaten down. And how can he stand next to the feminine when he's so distracted with the constant battle? So now Mars is moving over today into the sign of Sagittarius, and coming into conjunction with the south node of the moon. So this conjunction happens exact on Wednesday, Thursday this week. And this is a powerful energy, a surge of energy, supporting us in dropping the old stories and the old contracts and everywhere we feel responsible for anything else out there besides the one true path and vision. So this is an energy of rising up into our potential. And it's this pick a lane moment where it's like, okay, are we spiritual beings? Then we have a spiritual destiny. Or are we willing to give it all up to some external authoritarian control? We are in a come to earth, come to the mother moment, a come to Jesus moment where we have to face how close we have come to giving it all away. Because this last battle on the earth represents the last battle for many worlds out there that have already lost to artificial intelligence, Satan. So this is really, everything's pointing to this because now we have Mercury also moving over. So a big shift of energy today. Mars to Sagittarius after a couple of months, long months in Scorpio, and Mercury moving over into the sign of Capricorn, joining Venus and Capricorn there. And Mercury will be moving into an Aquarius, taking a retrograde back into Capricorn and then Aquarius. And this is the next few months. This is what we're doing. It's like we've got a massive turnaround coming at this solstice moment. And then we have to recapitulate and work through some serious issues as we try to undo the mess we've gotten ourselves into. Now, Mercury moving over into Capricorn. Mercury is our mind, our conceptual reality. Capricorn representing authority structures. And this is exactly how they've stolen our power from us, is through mind control. And so the last battle happens here in our psyche, in our consciousness. And that's why supernova souls, you are perfectly poised and set up to be the hero you are right here, right now. And it all starts in our consciousness. Every single moment, living and breathing the world we want to see. Never backing down. Don't let yourself get distracted. Everything out there right now is seeking to distract you from this one truth. Do not let it happen. Go to that sacred flame in your heart and live, breathe in the energy of the world you know you came here to see and co-create. It's as simple as that. This is our way out of, I know it's easier said than done, right? But this is our way out of the matrix, and the astrology is absolutely supporting us in this right now. So Mercury moving over into Capricorn is speaking to retrograde season, and Venus this weekend moving over, starting her retrograde. Now, let's talk through these dates a little bit so you have an idea of this recapitulation time. We've got Venus moved into retrograde shadow November 18th. So right before that Thanksgiving time, and I'm sure you felt that shift, like, Venus retrograde is rough. It's rough. It's like our deepest insecurities and vulnerabilities, everywhere where we feel like we failed and didn't do what was expected of us, where we lost our ability to care for each other because of the stress and the overwhelm of the psychic pressure we're in right now. Ooh, it's a heavy energy. And in Capricorn, it's all about the false authority and where we let energies outside of ourselves. So this is everything right now. Where are you letting energies outside of yourself dictate your reality? And so Venus turns retrograde at 26 degrees Capricorn on the 19th of December. Right after the full moon in Gemini and just before the solstice on the 21st. And this is our keyhole turn. This is our 180-degree turn. This is the turnaround moment. And then we've got this fallout energy of the Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde where we try to sort through the rubble. That's a glorious time for you, supernova soul, because you're going to pick yourself up and you're going to say, all right, been there, done that. It's time to get on the golden road. And every step you take heading to that most potent and powerful abundance, the wealth that you carry for humanity in your heart and soul, you never let go. But how can you give this wealth to humanity if you yourself can't receive it? So this is the Venus retrograde, where we've given our wealth away, where we've given our power away, and standing up to the man all alone. Right now, it's okay that nobody's standing with her. She doesn't give an F, right? If it's too hot, get out of the kitchen. If you're not with me, you're against me, the F out of the way. Because she's coming home and she's bringing her people home too. So Venus will not turn direct until the end of January. So January is just like, whoa. And then as Venus goes to turn direct, Venus retrogrades back to 11 degrees. 11 degrees is a portal energy to a stargate, a whole new reality, but it's also a battle. It's about facing off, and it really fits the Gemini full moon, the masculine, the feminine, the duality. Everywhere where we've gotten caught up in these stories, where we've played out these roles of masculine and feminine, and how we've hurt each other in these roles throughout time, where we've turned against each other because that's what the norm said. You know, the safety of security of our social structure. And now that person has been identified as a bad person. So we all need to turn against that person. Or perhaps we all just want a star on our belly. And if everyone else has ones, we've got to have one. And this is the danger. We've been warned about it. And yet here we are on the edge of giving everything away. But it's not going to happen. Can't happen with supernova souls at the helm. So Venus turning direct at 11 degrees Capricorn, and then coming out of retrograde shadow in its final conjunction with Pluto. And that will happen at the end of February and the beginning of March. So that's our timeline as far as this recapitulation period, where the feminine goes deep within to absolutely rewire and remove, heal, clear all of it's a detox. It's definitely a detox period of time, emotionally and spiritually, for the month of January. Now Mercury will be taking a retrograde. It went into retrograde shadow. It goes into retrograde shadow on the 29th of December. So that is a very powerful marker. It's like we have this huge burst of light for the solstice, and then bam, we've got to go deal with that. We've got to go in the cave. We've got to go into hibernation. We've got to go within and sort out the ramifications of this flash of light in our lives, who we really are, being willing to walk away from everything we're not. And I know we've already been doing this, but this is the big one. And so Mercury will turn retrograde on the 14th of January. But we'll feel it already at the end of December into that retrograde shadow. And Venus and Mercury retrograde at the same time. It's pretty intense, especially both in Capricorn. Mercury will retrograde back into Capricorn and turn direct at 24 degrees Capricorn on February 4th. So that's going to be the first turnaround moment coming out of the recapitulation phase. And then Mercury will come completely out of shadow on February 24th. And again, that's just a week before that, when Venus comes out of retrograde shadow. So spring equinox is going to be quite a celebration. That's when we really step into the full experience and getting to work on the projects we came here to do. So really powerful energies ahead. And with Mercury now moving in Capricorn, we're looking at freeing the mind. And the other thing that's going on, so Venus-Pluto, you know, the feminine finding her inner strength to stand up, being like, hey, I've got the intuitive power. This is why you've manipulated me so much. Now that I see I've got the power, I'm not going to give it away to you assholes anymore. Fuck you. You know, we're the king serves at the pleasure of the goddess. And he crowns himself. But the moment that he goes against God's laws as written through nature and natural law, which means tending and caring to our environment, into our body, into each other, off with his head. And so the thing that's going on here now, though, is so with Mars coming into Sagittarius and having that conjunction this week with the South Node, this is a massive surge of energy and power to give us the strength to cut those old contracts and ties and erase, clear out those old stories. So the control energies have sought to keep us in a loop of time through trauma programming, fear and trauma. Now we've gone through so much supernova souls, that shit doesn't work on us anymore. And I know you barely made it, but you're here. So this is about every breath, breathing in strength and vitality, every sleep being deep and profound, protected rest. Every piece of nutrition you take in your body, a blessing and an honor to being a part of the mother. And walking with her under our feet and the light of God around us, coming back home, the sacred marriage within. And so by Mars coming back into Sagittarius and into his divine destiny, can he find his way back to standing next to the weak and the vulnerable, the true power? Our vulnerability is our greatest strength, as proven by Brené Brown's research. The happiest people are those that allow themselves to be vulnerable and take chances. This is our feminine. This is what's been cut out of our life. Said, you're fine, you're fine. Just pick up and move on. We don't want to deal with you in your chaotic mess. We got to truly heal her. That's all of us where we've been wounded in this Piscean age. Put ourselves back together. No more clones. All the parts of our soul being called home right here, right now, into this body, into this dimension, so we can work from here. And so Mars is having a massive activation and finding his way back to support, standing next to the feminine as she goes to council and claims back her power, which is the future that's been stolen from us. How can we get out of time and complete our timeline when our future keeps getting derailed? So this is a question. And I think this retrograde season is about that, claiming back our stolen future, which is to get out of time. Our future that's coming is to get out a totally different relationship with time. But we've been trapped in time through trauma and drama. And that was a direct attack on the feminine. The structures of society that have kept us under control have done so by exerting a role of authority, offering some level of support in, as we've lost our ways of surviving on the land, the way that the indigenous tribes knew how to survive on the land, take that all away and gradually take away more resources through trauma and drama, like, say, free energy, where we have enough energy for everybody all the time. It can't run out. But these mechanisms of control, so it's like taking away the basic resources needed for survival while exerting more control. Now, in order for this system to work, you have to eliminate the healers, because we don't want anybody going back to God, right? We want them to suffer so that they can never find their way back to God. So they stay in fear and trauma. So that's where we interfere. That's where the control energies have interfered with the religious structures to make sure that they actually offer no spiritual support, but condemnation, punishment, lies, deceit, and deep tragedies. This is all playing out again for us as a powerful opportunity to take back our future, to get out of the loop. And supernova souls, it's kind of intense, but since we've been the ones that have been able to hold on to this light, to this eternal flame, to this knowing of what it is we're really here to do, it's up to us. And we're together here, though. We're supported and we're this close to that turnaround moment. So I hope you'll consider joining me for this. There's a full moon activation for the Gemini full moon, and this is the energy of the final battle and facing down the enemy within, wherever we've given away our power, wherever we've played small, and taking back that intuitive knowing and that intuitive power. Then we've got the solstice coming up. And so on the 20th, the day before the solstice, this actual solstice is on the 21st. And so there will be a soul group session, a group intuitive session to look deeper at past life pictures and authority contracts, soul retrieval opportunities, timeline alignment, and very powerful opportunity to use our collective consciousness to put that pin down on the reality that we know we came here to create. The ideal timeline. So these events are so important, and I just really appreciate your joining me energetically. Even if you can't come live, the replay is available for you, and we're working outside of time, so you're with us. You can receive and you can bring your energy. And also, if you can't even come at all, just your awareness that we're here together, supernova souls, and we're doing it, and how powerful we all are as we meet on the astral plane and see each other and get that validation of what's really happening here, because it's intense. And every time I come to talk to you, I feel more and more overwhelmed with how powerful you are and we are together, and how beautiful all of this spiritual abundance that we get to bring here into this world. So hang in there and know that we've already won, and you've already won, and it's going to be glorious. So the main energy that's culminating in this solstice period of time has to do with Saturn in square to Uranus. Now, Saturn square Uranus happened exact. We felt it in January, a year ago. And it happened exact in February and in June. And now is the third and final square. Now, this square of Saturn in Aquarius and Uranus in Taurus, Uranus the ruler of Aquarius, this is this wealth revolution. So everything we're going through right now, the empowerment of the feminine, the healing of the masculine, the standing together to take back the power, this all ultimately has to do with the wealth revolution that we talked about, that we are the abundance. And it's time to take back that stolen future and live in that abundance. But how can we have a new financial system? How can we have a revaluation? How can we take care of everyone on this planet financially if we don't feel that we deserve? So supernova souls, maybe that's part of the reason why you've gone through what you've gone through, so you can have this opportunity to represent the collective as you heal this dynamic within you. And the wealth revolution is you uncovering your spiritual gifts and skills. And we're being that whole energy of being backed into the corner. So we, boom, activate together. So really powerful. Now that third and final Saturn square Uranus will be happening on the 24th to the 29th of December. So that's kind of like finishing out the year. And it's like, what this is about is, what are the changes in our physical reality, our manifest world? When are we going to see those? How do we make those changes there based on the energetic changes we all feel are happening? We're being rewritten and rewired. And yet our physical outside world is not showing us the evidence of this. Why? Oh, we're the evidence. We're the witness. So that's really powerful. And right around that time is when Jupiter makes his third and final pass over into Pisces. So going from Aquarius to Pisces. So Jupiter finishing out this time in Aquarius this next week and a half. It's like, whoa, this is the end game. This is the end game. This is the move, the push over into the Aquarian age. Are you going to stand in your righteous truth for this moment? Are you going to be present and accounted for? Can the mother know that she feels that you feel her under your feet and she feels your feet on her earth. Reach down into the earth. We have been told all kinds of lies, but we know, we feel the Great Mother. And we can connect with that no matter what we're doing and where we are and whatever's happening to us. And she's calling us home in such a profound and deep way. So this will be a big part of the full moon activation and the soul group session for solstice. So the other thing we're feeling this week, and this is peeking out right here today, and it's the sun in Sagittarius in square to Neptune, Neptune in Pisces. Neptune in Pisces is the dream and vision of the Piscean age, the Christ consciousness, the potential, the spiritual destiny, but also the delusions of the Piscean age. Now, the sun is who do we think we are? So the sun in Sagittarius is about this epic journey. It's about, I'm here for something more. I've got something inside of me. I need to step onto my path of this hero's journey. I'm not going to let anything distract me anymore from this righteous truth, from stepping up and claiming my spiritual destiny. It's either that or succumb to tyranny and to become a robot, a transhuman. And so it's really powerful because this is an identity crisis. And it's kind of like you're either on the spiritual path of awakening and ascension and your destiny and the fact that you're not physical, you're spiritual, or you're completely wanting to, you're saying yes to absolute tyranny and control and the AI machine. We don't have a choice. And it's that come to God, come to Jesus, come to Mother moment right here, right now. What you gonna do? What are we gonna do? And I know that I want to meet you there and celebrate and own this moment and put down this pin of this ideal, beautiful creation that we've all held in our hearts. And now is our time. So really powerful. And just know that this is our destiny moment. And it definitely has an energy from that yesterday, 12/12 to 12/21, that solstice through the end of the year into, the spring with our recapitulation time. But prepare yourself, love yourself, heal yourself. Don't let yourself to get distracted. Claim every moment in that righteous truth of that eternal flame that lives in your heart for these sacred moments, because the time has come and you don't want to miss it. So let's meet here together in that moment. I love you so much, Supernova Souls. Thank you for going through all you've gone through to be right here together right now. And prepare, rest, be ready to put on that golden robe, to redon your light body. As a supernova soul, that's part of the definition of who you are, is that you've already experienced light body and you have these codes in your DNA. And are you ready? Let's do it together. We are the solar flash. So keep breathing, keep loving yourself, keep nourishing yourself and honoring yourself. This is how you love the mother and come home to the mother, is love your body and tend to your body, to your home, to your environment, and also let that light of truth come in. That Michael sword of Christ consciousness, living and breathing the truth of we're here for life-giving purposes, and we're here together in love and celebration. So love you so much, Supernova Souls. I look forward to seeing you on those events in the next update. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.